Busto could do that here. Section 2. Everyone's been clean through this one. If Busto is as well, then of course he's guaranteed to finish ahead of Sondre Haga. 18 marks is target total. And it should be fairly straightforward, with all due respect to the likes of Haga and Colero. Busto, Raga and Bo. As I said, they've been the men who have contested those top podium positions at least over the course of a World Championship season. Busto the least consistent of the three of them. Looking good here in section number 2. Just over 3 minutes still to come. Busto with a purr of the engine. Makes it through. Jaime Busto, 6 marks. Just avoiding dropping another mark for leaning. Critical now for Busto to try and stay clean, thinking about progressing to a place in the grand final. Jaime Busto. Back at XTrial Barcelona in November, beat both Tony Bo and Adam Raga on the first lap, and then dropped back to 4th. As I said previously, consistency is his biggest weakness, or lack of it, rather. Still with vertigo, of course, Jaime Busto. Renewed his contract for another 2 seasons back in September, so he'll be with the manufacturer until at least the end of 2023. Section 4, 1 minute 10 still to go. So far, so good through this one. 3 cuts now, the score. 25 was the finishing total for Toby Martin. First step accomplished by Jaime Busto. World number 3, of course, in 2018, 2019 and last season. The man so often tipped to place Adam Raga and Tony Bo at the top of the tree. Back at Nice, where he has fond memories, of course. Gold medalist at the 2016 XTrial of Nations, alongside Adam Raga for Spain. This is his first visit, though, in individual action. And the Palais Nikaya has not been kind to him so far tonight. 11 drop marks in round 1, 12 drop marks already in round number 2. Ever going to make it up that ramp as he was positioned halfway up it. Section 3 then, Busto on 5, Bincas was on 6 at the same stage. This, you would have said, was a fairly straightforward section, and it was completed successfully by Marseille, Haga and Martin. Well, that's a drop mark for Busto, and it's going to be 2, I think. 1 for footing and 1 for leaning, or, well, I really think it should be. Section observers only given 1. For my money, Busto had landed on the sump and used the foot straggling around as well. Only 1 mark given, though. That could be a get-out-of-jail-free card here for Jaime Busto. Final effort. That was clean enough. Into section 4, then, for Jaime Busto. He's rushed his way through so far. He's going to have the best possible time to have a real crack at section 5. He might need to, just to get on terms with Toby Martin. That's going to be a mark for the leaning there. Busto short on the landing. Try and avoid a mark for leaning on this next crest. You can see the line of it. Oh, he takes a slightly different line through there. Busto decides to drop down before riding up the side of the ramp. He does so nicely. The riders have tried to leap most of that. Final step to come for Jaime Busto in the penultimate section of round 1 for the Basque rider. He's up, misjudges the landing, 1 foot. First step of section 1, and immediately a drop mark for leaning for Busto. That moves him on to a 14-mark total now, including his 13-mark score from round number 1. Certainly targeting the podium tonight. 2 marks down, 3rd place after his opening. Main step of the first section about to come for Busto. Up goes Busto, and he's landed it perfectly at the top of the trunk to avoid dropping any further marks. It's just the 1 for Busto. To fail section 2. Now he needs to keep a cool head and bring himself back into contention. Jalabert, Binkaz and Haga were all on 6 marks at this stage, so far from disastrous for Busto, as long as he gets it right for the remainder of this run. Section 3, cable reels, failed by Mikel Jalabert, failed by Sondre Haga. Marseille and Binkaz both made it through with 2 drop marks. Jaime Busto, you can see the section moving there as Busto tries to balance himself. The Basque rider, single drop mark there for leading a little bit short on the landing. All the best of anyone so far through this section 3. Good work on the back wheel there, beautiful from Jaime Busto, and it will surely leave him with work to do if he does make it to the second round. He's up with a single mark for leaning on the first step of section number 6. Well, I must admit that in my pre-event predictions, I said that tonight was the night for Busto's first podium of 2022. It's not looking good at the moment, is it? 3 marks down on Gabriel Marseille before coming into this section 6. He's dropped 1 so far. That final step is going to be yes or no for Jaime Busto for progression to the second round tonight. If he makes it through this section, he is through. If he fails this section, he drops into the bottom 2. Jaime Busto, 1.5 minutes, no issues on time. It's all about getting through. His final barrels at the end of section number 6. He's landed it on the sub, he's got to force the bike forward. He does so. It's 2 marks in section 6. Busto is up to the first step of section 4, where Mikel Jalabert immediately failed. He has taken a single mark to do it, but now he twists and turns. Nice work from Busto. Got to keep his score as low as possible, of course, to remain in contention with Gabriel Marseille, to try and battle his way back into the top 3, onto the podium for the first time this season, and into contention for victory. Scores reset, of course, after round 2 and before the grand final for the 3 riders who do progress. Jaime Busto, 6 marks in round 2 so far. Big step here to come. Looking to carry his momentum. He's got a decent run up with the layout of the sections. Crowd urging him forward, and he's done it. He's up, and through he goes.
On to section 3 then, with time to spare right now for Jaime Busto. Just 5 points so far after he got through section 1 absolutely flawlessly. 3.5 minutes to go then. He's dismounting this green block onto that ramp there. And he's done so very nicely. Now watch out here, because this has caught out a few riders. His mind is there, giving him words of advice. And the fans helping as well. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. It's not a fall, though. Just the 1 penalty. 1 point. His minder says, you've got 3 minutes, take a breath, Jaime. No rush. Not a home round for him, despite us being in Spain. He's from the north of Spain, the Basque Country. We're in Catalonia, here at the Palau Sant Jordi in Barcelona. But these fans are here for the sport, they're here for the thrill. Jaime Busto is giving it to them tonight. Beautifully done. Through section 3. Could get away with the top 5, perhaps. Nicely done by the Spaniard. Retains his balance well. 2 minutes 10 remain for Jaime Busto in section 4, the penultimate section of the second round. This big metal drum going this way round is causing a lot of problems because they're quite low down. The announcer here at the Palau Sant Jordi encouraging fans to help Jaime on. It's a very, very difficult obstacle indeed, this one. Like I say, the angle just makes it really complicated. He's over, and he managed to retain his balance. Very nicely indeed. No points through section 4. Well, he's in quickly and effectively. Now this, just the shape of it has been really throwing riders off, because you've got to get up onto it and then make a kind of a 90-degree right turn as a foot down. He could have used his foot to pivot then, but he opts to have a bit of a bounce. Listen to these fans. 55 seconds remain then for Jaime Busto in the final section. If he can get through this section, it'll keep him securely ahead of Sondre Haga and Benoit Bincaz. In fact, he could also afford to concede a couple of points. Final hurdle then for the 24-year-old. Benoit Jaime Busto is through.
We get 2 penalty points. There's 1 already for Jaime Busto. Now this is the tricky bit, so you've got to get up and over the top. It's quite a pointed ledge, this skip here. You can't touch those blue pallets, they're just there in case the rider comes crashing down over the other side. The crowd gets fired up to try and see him over the top of it. You can see just how sharp of an angle it is. And then you have to make that jump, and that is the first rider to do it. So far tonight, very, very nicely done by Jaime Busto. He takes just 1 point through this 4th sector, sorry. Took silver in trials Tuesday. He's got 8 podiums in XTrial, 1 win back in 2018 in Paris. Vertigo rider to get there and back. Should he fail to do so within the time limit, he will incur 5 points. Pressure's on. Although Jaime Busto got through this in both directions very, very quickly indeed. In rounds 1 and 2. Well, he makes it look easy going from left to right. He can go from right to left then. 40 seconds remain for the Spaniard. Vertigo rider. With time to spare. You have to remember, this is a very small community. Just 10 riders have competed this season, 8 compete at each event. They know each other very well indeed. There is a great, great friendship between them. They have a good time, despite the fierce competition that we get to watch. Just 20 seconds took Jaime Busto to get there, no points. Tony Bow. The look on his face says everything. He is willing, Jaime Busto, to pick up a point. However, the world champion will no doubt enjoy helping him to the top step of the podium. He walks away, does Tony Bow. He can't watch. He's looking for the perfect season. Jaime Busto then for gold here tonight in Andorra. Jaime Busto is your winner in Andorra. His minder comes over and gives him the biggest of high fives. He picks up just 4 points in the final, beating world champion Tony Bow by a solitary point. He is going to take top step off the podium. Tony Bow does the lap of honour for the fans. He waves to these fans here. They're having a great time, but it's the man in the middle, Jaime Busto, doing the donut, who takes top step of the podium. He's put in an absolutely perfect race tonight. On the Minister of Tourism, Jordi Torres, it's Jaime Busto.